All right, before this episode, fourth episode of Crypto News Talk. Now, warning to some of us, yep, some of the information that we'll be presenting today might prove harmful to willful speculators. Pure punters should leave now. Perhaps it might prove to be fruitful for those of us who are looking for info to be better informed, for info to be better informed crypto or digital currency investors, not speculators, but investors, because we are looking at this. Could this be very well a safe haven assets? So huddle, huddle, knees up, coffee in hand, wine in hand, and away we go, producer.
未来洗联储还 HDO 洗币会别人抢着来成为国家流通的货币，接下来被国家认可、主权认可、主权流通，甚至大的这沼泽地控制的金融集团流通，但是一定会发生的。
Hey, welcome back to the fourth episode of Crypto News Talk. When we have today with us ever effervescent Lily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to joining us. The latest episode of Crypto News Talk. Previously, we have covered the bankruptcies of Three Arrows, hedge fund, Celsius, Voyager Digital, and other crypto lenders. The crypto market is indeed in a very bearish phase. The controversial Musks Tesla has sold off a large percentage of crypto assets. Let's have a look at what You Today reports. Yes. Tesla dumped the vast majority of its Bitcoin holding, adding another 136 million to its cash reserve. The leading car manufacturer announced Tesla has converted 75% of its Bitcoin holding to fiat. The company said on Wednesday. Tesla held only roughly 280 million worth of crypto at the end of second quarter, according to quarter two report. Tesla reported that it held the next PPT, please. Yeah, we can see 218 million at the last row of the rate spot at the bottom right there. And next one. This announcement has caused crypto to drop 3% and from 2,300 to around $23,000. Yeah, Jesse, $936 million windfall for Tesla. What a sum. However, is everybody a winner here or loser? As for Tesla, how come such a quick turnaround from 1.26 billion, holding 1.26 billion to 218 million? On March 24, 2021, Tesla official website showed that payment using Bitcoin was accepted in the region. Bitcoin was the only cryptocurrency supported. However, later, the acceptance of Bitcoin payment was suspended on May 31st, 2021. Was it for the purpose of capital speculation? What's your take, Jesse? Your mic, please.
Yeah, sorry, it's a Monday. Hey. Well, I'm not quite sure because, but we do know that Mr. Musk, the question is, what fiat did you convert the rest of your holdings into? That's one question from me to you. And then, of course, then does Mr. Musk, he obviously doesn't belong like the rest of us mere mortals. Like he's a really early adopter. In fact, he's an innovator. Whereas people like us, we are the laggards. So in a scheme of the S curve, in a bell curve, what game is he playing? Is he looking at, is he front running the market, or is his CEO having sleepless nights and applying pressure on him to say, hey, you know what? We don't know if we can class this as assets anymore. The fluctuation, like you have said, rightly pointed out, we don't know. And but the rest of the program will begin to illuminate this question of yours, which is a really good question. Thanks, Ailey. Over to you.
Well, obviously, the stability of price is the issue here, isn't it? Because the prices of crypto lately has gone yo-yo, and if anyone want to hold it as an asset, the stability, if crypto has been more stable, maybe it would give other people more peace of mind. Let's see what our beloved Mouse Squall has to say.
记住，玩大买卖都是玩场外交易的，场内交易都是骗那些小人物的，场外的这些交易的，所有的几乎是赔得一塌糊涂啊！我就在跟他开会期间看到那个比特币，我说你看到比特币了吗？下，一直下啊，不是 day down， 是 second down 啊！
我说真正的比特币就是伊朗、华尔街、造车地、俄罗斯、中共这帮王八蛋拥有的，2%的人，原来我说是6%的人。拥有96%的比特币，现在你们看一看，前10大股东2%的人拥有96.5%的比特币，你还相信？最重要，你们还相信比特币神话吗？
Well, Miles has a lot to say about Bitcoin. He repeatedly mentioned Bitcoin will fail. It's decentralized. There's no KYC. It's a threat to the USD and the Federal Reserve. Has been a tool in money laundering in the dark web. It does not fulfill the requirement of fiat or traditional currency as means of exchange. Any currency that's implicated in fraud or criminal values, it's doomed to fail. Over to you, Jesse.
Yeah, and just on that video, on the video again. So what is a loaded statement actually. What he's saying is Whalers controls the market. He did say 2% of all the bitcoins in the world they are the one controlling the Bitcoin. 2% of them, the top 10 shareholders, all right, control about 96.5% of BTC. Now, is that synonymous? Is that congruent with the traits of decentralization, as they have said? It is a huge point to take note, and of course, you do have to look at the white paper again to reassess. Now, so we go to the next one, a really interesting one, which is Mr. Tesla. Again, we have to mention that the coin that he sold, his beloved coins that he so loved, is the Dogecoin. Now, producer, can you play us the Dogecoin, please?
What is the only cryptocurrency that you should invest?
Dogecoin!
It's the people's currency, you know it's the best. The most fun and ironic crypto, that is for sure.
So crypto!
We're taking Dogecoin.
Now, here we go. Mr. Doge to the moon. I quite like this video actually, but it behooves us to know, to find out what are the drivers for this information asymmetry, which we will address in a bit. So once you have info on your hand, powerful info, you really can get your skaters on, and when people are rushing for the exit, you've got to be amongst the first. That is the essence of Dogecoin, because once you release the news, all right, that some Merc can be purchased by Dogecoin, it sent Dogecoin up by 15%. It does show you the power of what one man's word very much is. Reminds me of Alan Greenspan. Can you show us the next slide, please? Producer. Yep. There you go. All right. And then of course we have the legendary Dogecoin plummeting from $0.73 in May to 0.06 cents. and we do have investors who are edgy now. In fact, Mr. Keith Johnson comes to mind. Can you please bring up the first PPT for this place, producer? This, all right. So I thought when I first saw this, I thought, oh wow, hang on, did they write? Did they misspell the millions into billions? So he's being sued for $258 billion, and he has been slapped with this allegation that Dogecoin is a pyramid scheme. Next one, please. Yep. So synopsis of the case reading. All right, Dogecoin investor Mr. Keith Johnson, therefore named Mr. Elon Musk as well as Tesla and SpaceX as plaintiff. They do want as defendants, and they do want a compensation of $258 billion US dollars. Yeah. So he claimed he was defrauded, and he believed that Dogecoin had been inflated in price, market cap, volume because of one man's tweet. So yes, we did say that he's not mere mortals like the rest of us. And then well, SpaceX was brought into court also because one of the satellite was named as Dogecoin. All right. So very interesting case, because this case is amply illustrated, right? And the crew aboard Apollo 13, all right, they learned it the hard way. Getting to the moon is one thing, but you better be able to get back. You better be able to get back to pop the champagne, actually. Now, Lily, what's your view on this when you saw the $258 billion?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind is that rich man needs good lawyers, especially in the US.
Yes, you're right. Very well said. Rich man needs good lawyers.
And a very good one, not just one, teams of lawyers to protect his wealth. But back to the subject of Dogecoin. Well, Dogecoin was created by software engineers Billy Marcus and Johnson Palmer, who decided to create a payment system as a joke. Listen to that, as a joke. It was just a fun venture for them. They just wanted to make fun of the wild speculation in cryptocurrency at that time, that is around 213. However, maybe hungry investors and people who are after quick bucks decided to take a gamble. Despite its satirical nature, people like Keith Johnson consider it as a legitimate investment. So personally, I think on the macro level, as an investor, any investors, before making any investment, begs to answer questions such as, what's the underlying economic value of this Dogecoin? Is there any white paper from, I couldn't find any open public white paper for Dogecoin on the internet. Also, speculation is a very thing. And as for Dogecoin going from IPO of 0.0001 cent to 73 cents, is there any insider trading in there? So that is what I want to ask. I think also at the moment, the cryptocurrency market is very gray. It's like the Wild West. And I'm sure you have a lot to add into that, Jesse.
Yes, we'll hold that thought on the Wild West and the gray area of that, because before that, we want to hear from what Mr. Musks has to say. Producer, can you play the next video, please? Video 2, OBS 6, please.
货币里面所有的币连接的是什么啊？我说都是故事，都是空气，所有的没有锚定。还有那个 Luna 币，你知道假的时候所谓锚定的比特币，它这种锚定都是虚无的，它没有任何支撑，它没有任何希望，不会有任何人信任。
Now, I'll quickly jump onto this before I hand over to Lily. All right. So what Mr. Mouse really to encapsulate is people are these issuers, right? Where ICO used to be all the rage. They're playing. It's semantics. They're all playing with words, right? It is the control of narratives and the optics being put out to the market and retail investors coming in. Remember, he keeps telling us, hey, the whales are the one controlling the fluctuation of the price. So you better be able to get out, run for the exit. You better be amongst the first if you want to play this game. If not, stay out of this and don't get and avoid getting burnt. And what he's also saying is the anchor of a lot of the coins, um, when they say it's pegging to stable coins or pegging to, it's not. It's there are leverage in there, they're hedging in there. So these are stuff that's from the storybooks. It's from fairy storybooks. So it is not what it is made out to be. So we have to be able to decipher, cut asunder all the superfluous to the core issue, which is, what's the core? What is it about stablecoin that what's the characteristic? And I'm sure Lily is going to illuminate some of this for us. Lily.
Well, obviously, being backed by the backing, the underlying value of the coin is very important. It's very, like I said before, it's very comforting to know that. I just need to find my notes. It's very comforting to know that our hedge coin, our Himalaya coin, is 20% at least backed by gold.
Yep.
A good coin needs decentralization, but at the same time, it also needs centralization of it's traceable, and it needs good KYC. It's not involved in criminal activities. In fact, our sort of legendary Mrs. Morgan made a remark recently in June, saying that our hedge coin is the cleanest coin on earth. So that's quite a compliment. Next, we will look at insider trading and speculation. So
it's the SEC 9 cryptos you're talking about. Wow, this is a big case.
Yes. Thank you, Jesse. The SEC has made brought charges to against 3 people. Sorry, I just have to look at my screen. So we have I have a technical issue here. Please excuse me a moment.
No worries. We shall excuse you a little bit.
Is the SEC? Yeah, the SEC display is on. I just lost one of the screen. Okay, I will just go on with the PPT displaying SEC and DOJ. The first slice of OBS 7. CoinDesk reported that SEC and DOJ brought insider trading charges against 3 people. The SEC also listed cryptocurrency implicated in the Coinbase as insider trading as securities. And the slice 2. According to a report from FX 168 Financial News, the Securities and Exchange Commission has classified 9 cryptocurrencies involved in Coinbase insider trading as securities. And the authority stance on this is very clear. This is fraud, whether it happens on the blockchain or Wall Street. Well, SEC certainly has the very taking an unusual step to say that this is has taken an unusual step to rule that this is the cryptocurrency asset as security. Up until now, I think it has been a gray area. It's a norm for people to take that this cryptocurrency as token. So it should be under a different jurisdiction. The cryptocurrency involved, the 9 currencies involved are AMP, RLX, DDX, XYO, RGT, LZX, POWR, DFX, and KROM. Okay. Yes, Jesse, it seems like SEC is making a big move over this $1.5 million. I think the sentence was 25 years in jail. And officials from the Commodity Futures Trading Commission has made a remark of SEC's judgment by saying regulation by enforcement. Next, we go to Gabriel Gravel. However, Gabriel Gravel of SEC Director of SEC Division of Enforcement is adamant, saying that our concern is not with the label, but with the economic reality of the product, which confirms some of the crypto asset at issues are security, and that the defendants engage in typical insider trading prior to Coinbase IPO. Please be assured that we will continue to ensure a fair playing field for the investor. Obviously, Coinbase is not happy. Coinbase filed a petition. It did mention that Coinbase isn't a party to it. Coinbase filed a petition asking SEC to clarify the process and detail how it would apply federal securities laws to crypto assets. It's quoted saying, security law is thus not well suited to govern digital assets. Attempted applications of such ill-fitting laws to crypto creates a number of problems. What's your take on this, Jesse?
All right, and this is where is the proverbial the rooster has come home to roost, has come home to to build a nest. That's what keeps CFO awake at night, and is beginning to come true. But because of what SEC is doing, even though they haven't really written out the parameters of the whole regulations, so it brings home the point. It bears home the point is, can cryptos be classed as a short-term assets or liquid assets, or forget long-term? Should it be an asset? And if it is an asset, what are the markers? What are the indicators for it to be an asset? And that is one point which we always belabor. Read the white paper. A good place to start would be HCN, really. And of course, then with all the precipice drops of all the Lunas, the Terras, and then recently from a company perspective, the Tesla deciding to, like what we mentioned earlier on, deciding to forego the 75%. These are C-suite's signal and CFO signal. It seems to me that they have opted for a CYA, which is cover your ass. And then you brought up about the Wild Wild West. Yes, it seems like a Wild Wild West, but there is humongous shadow. Regulators from US, EU, and the world over in the crypto world. And then the regulators really want to forward. They want to be the chief editors, and they want to put a pen to the crypto. I would call this a digital currency revolution. They want to be able to pen the epilogue also. So this Coinbase thing is what's very clear to me there's a very clear stance here that is, and it's crystal clear. The barometer reading is chaos has been welded to maximum effect. Ordinary folks, SEC is saying, hey, ordinary folks, we know there's bloodbath on the streets. We are the knights in shining armor, and we are coming to save you from the bloodbath, which has already happened. So, but the important point is when they say they want to class it as securities, what's securities really? Now, from what I understand, securities, one of the ruling that this is actually from the SEC, which is a Security Act in 1933 or 34, right? So it's all about control, because then they are able to say, you must define the way that the securities are sold. and the amount that can be sold at any one time. So remember Dogecoin? Dogecoin, they are able to, there's 21,000 Dogecoin being mined every minute. Or was it 10,000? But regardless, that's a huge amount. So you can say it's velocity, you can say it's liquidity. But, you know, SEC then says, hey, you know what? Security Act implication for cryptos versus as a security. So the Coinbase petition, like you say, you know, SEC's the details and how it will apply. This is huge because they're asking, hey, SEC, tell us how would you apply this for federal securities laws, you know, to these crypto assets. So you have to tell us because it's like you say rightly say it is still very gray area. And in fact, one of the point which I have written is, you know, SEC in the Security Act that did say, you know, you have to provide investors with accurate information regarding, you know, interest, you know, regarding the buying and governing, and they will be governed how much investor info must receive. So they are bringing it into the mainstream now, which means a lot when the tide recedes, those who are naked will be caught. And it seems the tide are retreating, and SEC is coming in now to say we will start to parameterize actually. Thanks, Lily.
Okay, well said, insightful comment. We will play OBS 8, the last video, to conclude the show.
美国 SEC 他在埃隆·马斯克把它评为黑社会，是吧？黑社会组织，很多人恨他们。但是没有 SEC， 美国这个证券也不会有今天这么正规。这 Coinbase 数字货币这件事儿，早晚得有人管。他没人管，对我们是最不安全的。你都不知道哪天会出现啥事儿，甚至给你取消了，那不就完了吗？那是有可能的，因为没人管呢。全球在立法过程当中，争监管权的当中啊，就是美国商务还是美国 SEC 证监委员会管，啊，商务交易委员会管，啊，还是货币委员会管，还是说这个证券交易委员会管，只要有人管啊，他有人管，他就有规则，就是他有确定性。
Okay, thank you for joining our show today. I just want to, especially those who watch us online, and over to you, Jesse.
All right. Now, if I can just comment on what Mr. Musks was saying on Binance actually, because in one of the news he actually said, in the news, you know, where Binance was saying where the staking or the lending of the locked Dogecoin. So what essentially they are saying is, you know, the user funds remains with Binance, right? And they have very strict management controls to ensure their security. Now, the first thing first, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin blockchains, you know, they are using energy intensive, proof of work. It's POW mechanism, isn't it? And what they're saying is, what Binance is saying is actually a proof of stake, POS, which requires market participants to validate, right? To stake or hold a minimum number of coins to validate transaction in return for rewards. Now, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin, they don't have an option of staking their coins on a network individually or through the exchange for return of rewards. You know, lock staking program, Binance say, is scheduled to last for 120 days. Now, it seems to me, you know, they're keeping your money actually. So, and the SEC, and when we should end with this SEC again. Now, SEC, the US SEC is very powerful. In fact, one of the most powerful idea is when its time has come. That's said by Mr. Albert Einstein. And in this, the serendipity and the prospect to step under the spotlight and the limelight with roll out red carpets is too good for SEC or in fact anyone to pass up. You know, it is the fortuity for SEC and the calamity for any digital or cryptocurrencies that's out for a quick buck. You know, some seeds are sown amongst the rocks. They can't grow. They really cannot grow. Some seeds are strewn among the sands. And when the wind comes and the scorching heat comes, it dies. All right, they're short-lived. Now, on good grounds, you know, through thoughtful processes, the master seed can grow into mighty oak trees. So we want you to be better informed. And a good place to start would be, again, I belabor the point, the white papers. A one-to-one with no leverage is what Himalaya Exchange has put up on its white paper, meaning there's no leverage. The money is there. And HCN is linked to that. All right. And that brings us almost to the end of the program. Lily.
Yes. Now that SEC has shows like declare itself to be going after crypto assets, let's see how SEC will go after Binance of created by Zhao Changpeng. We shall sit back and watch the show.
Last words from you.
Okay. Would you like to end?
All right. Now, so in closing, we hope you have enjoyed, today's bantering. And, as they say, surely as the sun rises over the east, before armed and therefore before warned, right? So Sunday, upcoming, 6 p.m. Sydney time, we will have crypto news in Mandarin, all right? And then, of course, the next following Monday, 12 noon, perfect as appetizer for before your lunch. You shall see us deep diving again into the watershed event of the crypto world, crypto news talk in English, and if I can just say this, liking us is an option, it's a bonus for us, but armed with information from us to make better informed decision, which will help in your portfolio allocation. Now that's our drive. That's what we want to be able to bring to you guys, and hopefully, this will be worth the coffee or the wine that you're holding in your hand, that you spend time with us. Thank you very much.
Goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel.
Thank you.